Hey guys, happy Friday. It's Artemis here, owner of Iron Body Training Systems. I'm Not Afraid to Lift and Strong First team leader. I'm here to just give you a quick tip. I had a question from one of my online training students. She's following my kettlebell crusher online training program, and she had a question about the Turkish getup, about something that was happening with her Turkish getup. And this thing that's happening, this happens a lot. We see it a lot, especially when people are just learning the getup. It is when on the roll up here, when the person's leg kicks up like that. So typically that happens when a person's hip flexor takes over, and when the person is not engaging, is not using their glutes and hips enough for the roll to help just sort of push themselves up. So you're letting your hip flexor take over because your glutes aren't working enough, and also you're missing some tension here in your midsection. So she asked me for a couple of ways that she could work on that. Now, first of all, before I start to bring in some tools to help with that, what you want to focus on the roll up is it is a push, and you're pushing off the foot of the bent leg. So you want to make sure before you go to roll up, you want to make sure that this foot is planted of the bent leg, this foot is planted, that you're squeezing your glute, you're engaging your glute, and you're really using it for a push. And then at the same time, with the straight leg, you want to make sure that you have tension in the straight leg. You want to make sure that your foot is flexed, you're driving through the heel. So not only are you pushing off this foot, but you're also pushing through the heel of the straight leg and keeping that tension in the leg. Now, along with this push that's happening with your lower body on the roll up, there's also a pull happening with your upper body. So if you're here and you're about to roll up, you're going to push with this foot, squeeze this glute, drive through that foot, and then you're also going to pull with your arm here. So push, pull. Okay? And I like to make a fist sometimes and just really pull as if I'm doing a one-arm row. So it's a push-pull. So push with the lower body, pull with the upper body to get that roll up, and making sure that you're using your hips to roll and that you're not sitting up. So those things are really important before you start to incorporate any tools to help prevent that kick up. Okay? So now, to add some tools to help with that kick up, you can use a really heavy kettlebell. This is 48 kilograms, 106 pounds. Or what you can do is you can use a rig. So you can use a part of a rig, or you can use a wall. Just make sure whatever you use is very stable so that it doesn't fall over. So what you'll do is you'll take your straight leg, you're going to place your foot against the kettlebell, the rig, or the wall. And for your roll up, and you want to have a little bit of space between your foot and the object so that when you come up, you can push into that object. Okay? So here, I'm still going to incorporate my push-pull, but I'm also going to use this, I'm going to use my tool to help emphasize keeping this leg straight, keeping that tension, and driving through this foot. So I'm going to push, pull, and then my heel drives into the kettlebell. So that's one way that you can drill, helping to keep that leg from kicking up. So I hope that was a helpful tip for all of you who are training the Turkish getup. And it is something very common that we see. And then for those of you who are local to Las Vegas, we have a Strong First Level 1 Kettlebell certification coming in February. You can save $400 off the registration if you register by October 23rd. The certification will be led by Master Strong First Instructor John Ingham. So make sure you get on that. October 23rd is right around the corner, and it's always nice to save a little bit of money. And I hope you all have a great Friday, and I will see you online very, very soon. Thanks for joining me.